Hey everybody, it's Molly again. This should be our Friday night video. I am a senior executive unit leader with Avon and so excited to still have my S on, as we say. We haven't been able to do the Friday night videos because September 2013, is one of the busiest months ever in our team and in our Avon business. A lot of our local county fairs and all the neighboring counties take over about August and September. So ours are here in September. We're going to be doing those. We're doing a couple of expos. We're doing, because the weather has started to break and it's not so hot, we're doing a little bit more tailgating and getting out with our team, but mainly because our Friday nights are being booked up right now by these events. Yeah, they are. So we've had to put our conference calls on hold, and we've also, most of the time when I get home on Friday night, last night I got in at 2:30 in the morning from working the event, and then my executive got a big idea that we still had boxes of brochures in the car to go tossing. So even though we were 2 hours away, we decided we were going to go in the neighborhoods where we didn't know where we were. We were just going to toss books. So we should have been home at midnight, but we went and tossed the brochures. We tossed, I guess, about 800 of them, if I had to guess. And it's always a good feeling to get those brochures out of your car. So yeah, so that's what we did. So we were there Friday and we were there Saturday, and a lot of times I plan for these videos, but y'all know me, something happens, I forget what I planned for, and then here I am talking about something else. So for this video, I hope you've grabbed your glass of wine. We're going to pretend like it's Friday night and conference call night. So we're going to take a little sip of this. Salute to all of you. Yeah, it's a wine cooler, dude. Okay, there's really not wine that's this color. Okay, I'm a wine cooler fanatic. Yeah, I can't handle the hard stuff, or I would be slurring my words talking to you. So, needless to say, set the wine aside, and I want to talk about our event. Now, you're going to think that I want to talk about this event because this event was massively successful. Because most of the time when we do talk about events and stuff, the things that we're sharing, we normally don't share the things that are a bust or they're kind of as far as successful. We always share the bomb things where you're getting 18 recruits and 117 customers. And look, the fairs can bring in stuff like that for us. Now, this event that I'm going to talk to you about was a mall event. And the way that this mall event came about was there was a district sales manager who was within our division who did not have enough leadership commit to help run this event in this mall. And it was a good-sized mall. And we had a great location. It was the old information desk in there. So I will do that. Now, look, I don't work with a lot of other teams normally. Why? Well, for one, because my team is big enough that I've got more than enough to handle on my team, trying to fit in enough hours in a day to work with my team. But with this, I was able to bring some of my team. And what's really cool is people think that because me and my team are coming into this, and my upline was there, Mary Ann Penn, also, and of course, she's always fabulous to work with. But here we are, we're working, and, everybody just thinks, everybody's going to learn everything from us. And see, I'm smarter than that now. I know that it doesn't matter who's working in that booth or that area with us. There is always something that if you keep your eyes open, you're going to encounter something new. You're going to watch something that somebody else does that's different, or you're going to be smart enough that when something's not going exactly right, to ask, why isn't it working? And maybe it's not that anybody has the answer, but maybe the brainstorming will bring across the answer. So I'm going to tell you from the start. Sorry, guys, you know me and my cold, still trying to get over it. I'm going to tell you that this was one of those on a range of 1 to 10. This mall event was probably a 5. A 5 as far as instant success. And a lot of times with events, you're going to find instant success. I mean, like, they're coming out of the woodworks and everybody wants to be an Avon rep and everybody wants to buy it. It was a little bit different here at this event. Now, I have reps up in this area. I don't have a lot of them, but I do. But it's a whole different place kind of up there. So, we went up there. The manager and I, we get along, which is great. You never want to work with the DSM you don't get along with, but I do. We always have a good time when we get together. And I have to tell you, if you haven't seen the pictures of that setup that was done at this event, I put as many pictures as I could take and angles. Most everything that was used for this setup, as far as display-wise, was the district sales manager. And I have to tell you, she was the bomb as far as a setup, as far as something catchy, displaying things, the way she displayed the new fall makeup and the skincare and just the way she had signs that she had made up. And even though I may have worded some things differently, they were so catchy. So there were things that she did that I was like, oh my gosh, where did you get this? Where did you do this? Oh, that's a fabulous idea. That's why you need to pay attention a lot of times to what people are doing. You may do something a little different, but had you not been involved in it, then what happens is you would not have gotten the great idea because you wouldn't have seen it to get the great idea. So we did our norm. She said, bring your books, bring your recruiting flyers. She said, I have questionnaires, but if you don't want them, you can use ours. And some of the managers are using a new questionnaire right now, and I'm not fond of it at all. One, it asks too many questions. And when people, this is what I've learned with events, and you all hear me on this. Doesn't mean you have to do it, but you hear me on this. I know, I've done a lot of them. You don't want to have to keep people longer. You need to get the appropriate information. You're going to know immediately, are they interested, aren't they? But when you have something that you want them to fill out and they feel like they have to be there for 2 hours to fill it out, or, oh man, I don't know if I want to do, you got to keep it simple. That is, I mean so simple. That KISS, remember KISS? Some people say keep it silly, stupid, keep it silly, sweetie. I say keep it so simple. You want to keep it simple for them. And, I've used the same information questionnaire consistently. And this is the questionnaire that I use. And oh boy, this light is not helping me, is it? And it's really, really basic and simple. And, we ask 3 questions. We ask, 3 questions, but what we're asking for is their name, their address, their phone number, and their email. Okay? How do we get them to give that to us? Well, there was a basket up there that the manager had done that had $100 in products in it. All they had to do was fill this out, and then we were going to put their name in for a drawing, and they could win that basket and have it delivered to them. Okay, so a lot of times, even if they really didn't want Avon, it was something free, so they would fill it out. And some people said no. They didn't want to fill it out. They didn't want the basket. No. Yeah, you get a lot of that when you're doing events. No's. So we used the other questionnaires too, but me and my team used these questionnaires, and I found that they were more apt to fill this out. So again, I think it was proved that, we asked them, do you have an Avon rep? If no, would you like to have service from an Avon rep? Would you like to receive a brochure? Or are you interested in making money by sharing Avon with your family and your friends? And it's weird. Sometimes we would say, so I would hear one of the other girls, not from our team, say, would you be interested in selling Avon? And people would say no, but when they filled this out, are you interested in making money by sharing Avon brochures with your family and friends? They would check yes. See the difference? There is something about that selling word that they don't like, because do you know that 90% of the people out there think they can't sell anything? That would have been me too. I would have said nope, because I'll be losing every little friend that I have if I have to ask them to do this. So sometimes it's the wording. So I always like to use the word join us, because people like to join things and they like to be a part of things. So I say join our team, because I feel like our team is special and we would love for them to be a part of it. Or would you like to share Avon with your family and friends? And, people sometimes will say yes, because they want to know what's that all about. So the questionnaire is important, because look, even if they mark all no's on that, I still send them a postcard. sharing the opportunity, and that if they want to buy Avon, that we are here for that too. So Jeannie Rodbell, the DSM, had us bring our brochures, and of course I bought my brochures, which of course had the recruiting flyer, had my information on the back as far as, buying, how could they do that. And some reps get really frisky with this, and they say, but Molly, you're 2 hours away and you're giving brochures out. What are you going to do if they want you to deliver the order? You know what? I don't look at it that way. No, I'm not driving up 2 hours to deliver an order. But look, the reason the people know that's how people still do it, most of that is because we put it in their head. That's how it is. Oh yeah, this is how it works. I don't want your money now. Order from the catalog, and then I'll call you with the price, and then I'll meet you, and you can do that. When I'm further away than what I normally handle close to home, what I do is people say, oh, I can buy Avon from you, and I'm like, you sure can. I said there's an express service online on here where you can go to my site, you can order, you can pay by debit or credit card, and Avon's going to have that order to you within a week, normally within 3 to 5 days. So you can do it really quickly, and there's probably going to be a free shipping code on there for $30 or more. If there's another one that's available, if you register at my site, you're going to get those specials. So it's a good thing if you love Avon to do that. So I don't put it in their head that I'm going to walk up to their door like Grandma did and give them their order. I just don't do that. And if they call me with an order and we've never really talked and they pick up my book, they will say, how am I going to pay for this? I ask them how they're going to pay for it. I take their order, what campaign is it, and then I say to them, I'm going to place this order for you right now. How will you be paying? What credit card will you be using? I take their credit card information, make sure I have their billing address. I put this order in, start up an account for them. I get their email address, everything, so it will come right to them. Okay? And then it does. They have then instantly started as an e-customer. Instantly. And they think that's just how it's done. So they can go online and they can do it themselves, or they can call me because they don't want to be bothered with doing it. And I can do it for them and establish an account for them and put their information in there. And then I tell them I'm going to put them on campaign mailer, and they are going to get a brochure every single campaign. Instantly, it's going to be something that adds to your sales. So don't be threatened about going somewhere further away. People are going to follow your lead on how you handle your business. And that's just it. We're so used to saying, well, I live so far away. Where could we meet that's part way? No. Don't do that. Just immediately be like, you know what? Give me your order, what you want. What credit card are you going to use? Don't say, would you like to use a credit card? What credit card are you going to use? Look, everybody's got one, even a debit card. And if they don't, do you really want to deal with them anyways? If they're local, sure, you can go to that extreme. But if not, 95% of who you have are going to be great that you did it this way. They're not going to have to wait 2 weeks for their order. They're going to get it to them instantly, and it makes life simpler on you, but you're still making a commission on it, and that's what it's about. You making money, okay? So we had our brochures. Everybody had their business cards, right? So everybody had their business cards there in case somebody just wanted to take one of those. And then, of course, we had kits there that were ready. Now, I have to tell you, because I wasn't sure how the event would go, I took 2 sign-up kits with me for that day. Now, my team was bringing their own kits too, but I bought 2 because I figured, well, my team's going to be there, so even if I get somebody, then they're going to sign them up, so they'll have their own kits, so they'll do it. But what happened is, little did I know that morning, I had team members that were not going to show up. So when they didn't show up, guess who was left team-wise? Yeah, me and Marianne. That's exactly right. So here we were with other people. So glad I bought the kits. Now, Jeannie had extra kits, but you know how it is. I have the Avon Bible, so I want to make sure that when I'm signing somebody up, I'm giving them what they need according to how I sign up everybody else. So luckily, I did have a couple of kits there. I bought those, and I bought, of course, the Try It kits. And yes, these are the ones that I had left from Town and Country, because initially when Town and Country were selling these envelopes, I had a gift certificate that I had gotten from Avon, and I was able to buy a whole buttload of these. But I made up my own little sheet here, 2 to a page, so the girls would not have to pay so much money for these envelopes. So under normal circumstances, when these are exhausted, I will use my own paper flyer in a What's New bag, or the Avon white product bags that they have, the plastic ones that are great for this. And I put in, what do? I know people can put stickers there. I actually put my business card on the front of it, okay? And I just use 2 pieces of small tape each on the side so that they have it, okay? This tells them, of course, how to do this. And when you open this up, what I put on here is, doesn't want to open. That's funny. Okay, tape. I put 2 brochures, as you can see, 2 brochures, okay? I put an Avon order book. Do you know why I use these? Because they're free. They're free from Avon. So even if they don't do anything, it didn't cost me anything. And then what I also do is I put 1 thing of samples in here. Normally I use skincare because they're easier to get in this envelope, so I can get the 2 brochures in there. That's all I put in there. I tell them to share it, take orders, and that I am going to call them, and I give them the day I'm going to call them. I normally say, will it be okay for me to follow up with you on Tuesday? Now, I gave them all the rest of the weekend because, they may have to take it to work with them if they have a job, right? So I said, I will follow up with you sometime on Tuesday, and we will see if you are ready to sit down and start your business, or you can just sign up online in a matter of minutes and we can get you started. But this way, you'll already have orders. So I had 4 or 5 of these on hand because, look, some people shove Avon down people's throats. Please take it. It's just a try kit. It doesn't cost you anything. Go ahead. You can do it. Don't you want it here? Here. Here. You know how it is. You know how it is. Oh, I just massacred my computer. Thank you. Actually, Lee's computer. Oops. I don't shove these any more than I shove the opportunity. I don't. I love try-it kits for the person who has her 2 kids with her. She might not have the $10 right then, but she wants to do it. She really would like to give it a shot, or maybe she's right on the edge. And I say, let's make this simple for you, because I know you weren't planning on doing this, but I believe it's a great opportunity for you. I want you to fill out my form. So I have your information here, if you will. I'm going to contact you again on Tuesday. I'm going to give you this to get started, but we're going to give you your whole complete kit, more brochures. I'm going to sit down with you for a half an hour or so. We're going to talk about really getting this off the ground and getting you started, but we will schedule that when I talk to you on Tuesday. So in the meantime, go forth and share your brochures and collect the orders. It's that simple. So immediately, even though there's other things to learn, I'm just showing them how easy it is to get orders, to just take 2 brochures and share them to people right then and to collect the orders. So I did have some of these, okay, and that was great. And out of the 5 that I took for both days, I gave out 4, okay? I gave out 4. This one came home with me because I really wasn't feeling a lot of the people I was talking to, and then the story is, yeah, they're just books and order forms, but I'm not going to give it to somebody who I know is going to toss it in the trash. I don't want that. I want somebody who maybe they just aren't sure they can, but they don't feel like they want to commit, or they just don't have time right now. That's not how everybody uses them. It's just how I use them. Okay, so I had those. We had the kits. Now, I have to tell you that, I always follow, well, there's lots. I follow any senior that'll let me follow them. But, I especially, because of all her events and everything that she has major success with, I always follow Millie Milagros Garcia. And what she does for her team, staying connected, how she does her events, and God bless her, she finally took time, because I know she doesn't have time, so she finally took time and made up what she does and what she presents for the events. And if you haven't watched it, you need to. I could make one similar, but hers is so fantastic. And what I'm going to do, hopefully this week, I'm going to be be posting that on my Onward site, okay, so that you all can watch what she puts together. And look, this doesn't mean to do it to the T. Mine isn't to the T of what she said, but it was such a fabulous idea that I could tune it into what I wanted or what I wanted to include into it. And what I found was this was the first event that I used these at. Okay, I used to have events, even the fair, and I had all these little things sticking out with all these different samples in them. Okay, right? That's what we all do. Oh, skincare, and here's makeup and lipstick, and okay, and here we go over here. We had the perfume, and here's a cologne over here. And before you know it, it's so many samples on your table, you feel like they don't know what to look at. So when people came to the table, and after I watched this video of Millie's, what happened is I started making up what I called sample packs. And thank you, Millie. I know you've been to Florida, so I think you're back, but I've been wanting to thank you personally, but absolutely fantastic. This was the show stealer for everybody, even the other reps and the district sales manager. This was a show stealer stopper because people loved it. Yes, we still had other samples there that the other girls were using, but I love this because even though I was giving out my brochures with the recruiting flyer in it, with my information in it, I was giving these out. Now, what Millie suggested is sometimes we get these little flyers that sometimes Avon will give us for free. And even after I give them to my customers, it always seems like I have a bunch left over. And these are things that I don't normally keep to give out, okay? Normally, I don't because I can't toss them. They're too light. And when she came up with the idea of including this in a sample pack, so again, it has more sales. I mean, look at the sale on the back of this one. For the bigger deodorants, buy one, get one free. I mean, that in itself, if someone likes it, shoot, they would do it in a second. So I included this. Of course, I have my recruiting flyer again. And yes, does that mean, well, they're getting one in the book? It does. But what if the kids are in the back looking at the book, and although mom gets the book, the recruiting flyer goes underneath the seat? Anything can happen. And what is it? A quarter of a piece of paper for me when there's 4 to a page? So we have the recruiting flyer, and I have that in the little book. I also give them one skincare sample, and my other deal is, hey, look, this is a skincare sample, but if they like it, there is also my information here. I'm so backwards. There's also my information on just a little pink slip right there that says, hey, now if you just happen to want to reorder this, I want you to know how to do it. We have a perfume sample in here. We have a makeup sample in here. We have a lipstick sample in here. And all these have been extra things from DSMs, what I've collected over the year. You don't have to do 3 or 4 like I do. Do 1. Do 2. But this is what I figured out was the deal. I didn't say, would you like a sample? I said, would you like a sample packet? And they were like, everybody just about went, everybody just about, believe me, not everybody, but everybody just about was like, oh yeah, I would love that. So the other thing I included that, again, you can still get these from Avon on the site, on the Avon site, but what I did is I had a bunch of these, and this talks about the opportunity too. This says, be your best with the best. I love that saying. It's a trifold. It talks about imagine your future. It talks about the product just a little bit. It talks about why you should want to do this. And then on the back, I have join online for $10 with my code, my number, whatever it may be. I love these. I think there's 4 different ones. I use them all. These are the things that I use to pin up on the board. Now, when I'm using these by themselves, I will take a flat sample, like skincare, and I will tape it here. And I will only do it 2 at a time on a board. And I will take a straight pen, which I keep with me all the time in my Magic Avon bag. And I will put these on information boards. And I'll put the little pin up here. So it says this, they can see Avon. But when they flip it, oh, there's a sample. So, of course, they're going to want the sample if nothing else. But in the meantime, it's another way to get the opportunity in their hand. But I figured this was another explanation of the opportunity. In my opinion, getting the opportunity, I want people to buy from me, but getting the opportunity out there is number one. #1, because those are the people who are going to make you and your team the most money. So I slipped one of these in here because I had so many more, and I loved Millie's idea about the mints. Do you see the mints, Millie? I did what you said, and I went to the dollar store, and I think they were 40. I think I got them 40 for $1, and I got all these packs of them. And you know what they liked? You know, if they had their kid with them, they gave the kid the mint. It didn't matter. I just thought this set it off. We're talking about making money, and look. They got a mint that looks like a $1 million bill. I love it. I love it. It's such a great idea. And this was my first time doing it. My upline loved it when she saw it. She's doing it for the fairs, for her shifts. These are awesome. And again, sample pack. It's so easy. Using what Avon's already given you sometimes, these little booklets or anything you have left over. Look, guys, even an outlet book. Who cares? The point is, and by the way, it helps keep the package a little bit sturdy instead of just putting the samples in it. Another recruiting flyer, you don't have to do it, but for me, can't have enough information out there. Just saying. So these were awesome. These were a steal. Everybody wanted them. I had taken 150 of them, and I thought, oh, I'll probably only use about 40 of them or whatever, because it wasn't going to be my stuff. It was going to be my team. I ended up giving out all but 4 of these. People love these. Okay, so this is the best idea, I think, for 2013 so far. This is the best thing. I can't wait to use these at the fair. I think it's going to bring a lot of customers, and I think it's going to bring a lot of, hopefully, new recruits to our team too. Okay? Okay, so I've showed you what we took. You can see from the pictures, what did I take away from the event? This is what's great about sometimes working with other representatives. A few of the people that were there already follow me on Facebook. I didn't know that, with over 2,000 people in our group. I don't keep up with all of them, but it was so great to work with some of the girls who are part of our group. And I had a girl there who said, I just want to watch what you do. And it was so funny because I said, girl, when you wear underwear, I put my underwear on just like everybody else. The only difference between what I'm doing and what you're doing is I'm probably just doing it more. That's the difference. So while the girls were there, and whether it was my girls or just me, and a lot of times it was just me, especially on Saturday, and my executive was there with me, Linda Staggers, for a while, and some of the other girls were there, and I could tell that when somebody said no and just walked away, and look, we got a lot of them. I mean, a lot of no's. We did. We got more no's than we got yeses. I know people don't think that's normal, especially when you listen to people about events, but you do. And I felt the need to come to you tonight to tell you no's are normal. And they're not just normal in our business. They are normal in every stinking business out there. And I saw light bulbs go off over top the girls. They got to talking about no's and how when people say no, they just hate it. And I looked up because we were on the bottom floor, and I'm looking at all these stores. And I said, do you go into all those stores? And, they said no. And I said, if one of their employees are standing outside the store and they're wanting to give you a coupon for saving money in their store, but it's not a store that you shop at, do you take it all the time? No, I don't. Do you say, oh, no, thank you? Yeah, I do. Everybody gets no's. Every single storefront in that mall gets no's every day. When you don't go into every single store and you have one store you're heading for, or you're doing just the mall thing, but you don't go into all stores, you're saying no. Everybody gets no's. No, I'm not saying you have to like it, but don't overthink a no. It's okay. Look, we would love everybody to be a part of Avon and everybody to use Avon. But the truth of the matter is, that's never going to happen. I found that people would stop for us. One, because they thought we was the information booth. It was so funny. I had so many people say, "Excuse me, can you tell me where the AT&T store is, or don't they have a children's yard here somewhere?" And we would say, "Well, we're not information per se, but we do have a lot of good information about Avon." And they would go, "What?" And then, of course, I'm looking up like, "Do you see Avon 50 million times?" But they would laugh and they'd realize we weren't the information booth. But, sometimes they said no and sometimes they said yes. And again, when I look at, whatever leads the girls got, they all kept, whether it was customers or potential reps or whoever you talked to, that's what you took home. And when I look through mine after spending, 24 hours there probably total in 2 days. Now I got 2 signups. I got one day and I got one the next day in the evening that had talked to me the day before, and she actually came back after talking to me. She said she wanted to think about it. I told her I wouldn't call her until Sunday, and she came back before then and she signed up last night, which was awesome. So I got 2 instant. I got 4 people I gave try it kits to that maybe they will, maybe they won't. What are the success of try it kits? To be quite honest, the success for mine is probably about 20%, maybe, sometimes not. So, think of it this way. I may not get anything. I didn't give out 10. So I may not even get 1 sign up, but I felt pretty good about a couple of them. But maybe eventually I will. They will have this. They have my card. They have what it says. You know what? Who knows? You can't be worried about what doesn't come as long as you are following up. But we had so many no's, and I looked at one of the girls and I said, "You just got to know, and you're still standing. You're still standing." Some people are going to come and they're going to love it, and they're going to talk to you about grandma doing Avon, and I haven't seen Avon in so long. And I got to tell you, this was more of a up-class, ritzy area, and me being the Charles County, down-to-earth Southern Maryland girl that I am, they thought I was the freak from beyond because I loved Avon so much. And I just, me, I'm just going to be me when I'm at these things. And I just thought that it was absolutely amazing, the people who would go, "Avon? Oh, no, sorry. I get my makeup from Macy's." And I'm like, "Wow, you pay all that for makeup? Woo! Man." But then here they are. I'm like, "Have you seen our fall line for makeup this year?" And they come over and they go, "Oh my, the colors are so pretty." And I said, "Yeah, you can go to Macy's and you can pay $36 for a color close to that. Or I believe on sale in 21, these are going to be $4.99. And of course, we had it there so they could sample it. So when they would sample the color, it was like, "Oh wow, this is really pretty, and it's kind of silky." Like you need Macy's. Couldn't you spend that money on something else, like a Coach purse or something? Yeah, I'm saving you money. High five, girl. Some of the girls took a book and said, "You know what? With your guarantee, I'd be willing to try it." Awesome. Yeah. Sometimes don't let the no shut you down. What do you like? Do you like shoes? Do you like clothes? How about jewelry? Don't forget, some people have watch fetishes. They love watches. So what I'm telling you is, we say no to people every day ourselves. Okay? Every day. It doesn't shut those businesses down. And it shouldn't shut your business down. I get so tired of everybody saying, "I can't get any customers. I can't get any recruits." No, you're just not getting the people you're talking to that day, guys. Keep talking. Keep talking. Keep giving sample packets out. Keep giving your brochures out. Keep those signs on your car. Keep your name tag on. Wear a button if you don't have a name tag. Have a brochure sticking out your purse. If you're tailgating, make sure you're doing enough advertising for it. Speaking of that, let me show you something. We gonna jump over here. Squirrel! real quick, okay? So I got my signs in from Avon Signs and Decals. My awesome friends, the Crunks, did signs up for me, and I haven't even used them yet, but I'm so excited to use them because they kind of did these up for me. I just told them what I wanted on them. I didn't tell them colors or anything. They were just kind of like, what do you think of these? And of course I liked them instantly when they sent me pictures, but when I got them, I was so excited. So I won't really be able to do any tailgating until after the fairs, but I'm going to kind of use these in the meantime and try to put these up around our table and hitch them to our table somehow, which I think will be awesome. But I got these too because in our area, I got to talking to the police department because my son is a police officer, and I said, am I going to get in trouble if I put like a sign on the side of the road or something to kind of advertise? And, when he went and he did some checking, and he said, well, what happens is this. They don't do any lawn services, lawn cutting, or anything like that on the weekend. So from Friday to Sunday night, you're cool. He said, Mom, go put your sign on a busy corner. And what happens? I put my sign on a busy corner, and people will see it, thousands upon thousands upon thousands of cars, at least in my area. If it's in your area and you're in the little country area, maybe it's hundreds and hundreds. Maybe it's 70. But it's more people than you not putting this sign up. Maybe a customer's yard. You offer them a 10% discount on their orders if you can put a sign up in their yard on a busy road. You don't know if you don't ask. I've even gone into businesses and said, would you mind if I put my sign right here in front? Such and such is, my customer would be more than happy to give her discounts. I'll bring in a little basket of goodies for you guys. I haven't had people tell me no, but I've had people say they don't care and they don't want anything. I find that customers and subdivisions and all work really, really well for stuff like that, okay? But side of the road, busy intersection. So I have to show you, okay? Number one, for tailgating, this is the sign they did up for me. Wait till you see this. I'm so excited. Look at this. Let me put it way back here. Do you see this big old sign? You can't even see my big hair. See? Look. So, free Avon samples. Do you see that big sign? I have got 3 of these mofos. Do you see me? 3 of these, and they're so bright, nobody can miss them. So do you know what this sign does for me? This sign says that anybody who likes Avon or anybody who likes free, whether it's Avon or not, is going to come a calling to my van when I am tailgating or any event that I'm having, and I stick them in the ground or put them on the table. They're going to come a calling because they like free or they like Avon, one or the other. Okay, so that's the first sign. So I got 3 of those, and then I love this one. This is awesome. Okay, here's the other one. You know the Say Yes to Avon logo, right? Join our team. Remember how I said join us, not just do you want to sell Avon? No, join us. Join our team, then with my 800 number on it, okay? This is awesome because I can put something up for 24 or 48 hours. And I got the chance that somebody could take it and do something with it. But not too many people really want to steal Avon signs if you really want to get down to it. So setting this up, but what's really great is setting these up with the events. These people do such awesome jobs. And here's the last one. I got 3 of those too, okay? But look at these. I love these with the lips. Do you see this? Avon, join our team. Do you see that? $10 to join. And the number there, my 800 number. I believe in immense advertising, no matter where we're at or where we're doing. Because as much as we would like to talk to everybody, guys, it does not always work. There's not enough hours in a day. If you're like I was when I started my business, I had no hours in a day. And I wish that I could have gotten something like this. Go to your Facebook and look up Avon Signs and Decals. They will take care of you. I'm always putting the link on there also on the Onward page. But if you look them up under the search, you'll be able to find them. They do great work. They're terrific. They take the payments through PayPal. And you know what? You can never go wrong. I also ordered for incentives for my girls a whole bunch of the different decals that they have. The one that looks like baby on board, but it says Avon rep on board, ask me for a brochure. I'm so excited about these little things because it may not have a phone number, it may not be personable, but people don't know you're doing Avon unless you tell them or show them. So even that is going to make sure that people ask you for a brochure if they're interested. Something. That's what you want to do. You've got to get your name out there. I was talking to a group of representatives up in Frederick last week, and I said to them, you should be the Avon lady. The Avon lady. That's exactly right. I don't care if there's 1,800 in your area. People should know that you're the Avon lady. And I remember getting that from Lisa Wilbur, oh my gosh, years ago. And I was such a young representative then, but I can remember thinking, man, we have almost 1,000 in our district. I can remember thinking, I would love to be the Avon lady. Yeah, it would be cool. But what I wasn't hearing at the time was that Lisa said, make yourself be the Avon lady. In other words, when people see you, when you get your name out there enough, and you've always got those brochures in your hands, and you got your name tag on, or your vehicle pulls up, and I'm not talking about having a car wrap like Lisa. Not everybody can afford that right away. I'm a senior and I can't afford it right away, but I have Avon all over my car. I still have it there. I put signs up when we do stuff. I'm hollering what I'm all about. I have walked into places and they go, I know you. You're the Avon lady. I know you. And I'm thinking, first, when I was young Avon rep, I was like, ooh, yeah. Did I do something? Now I'm like, yep, you daggone right I am. I am the woman you want to talk to if you want Avon. Every Avon representative needs to have that attitude. It's not about stabbing somebody in the back or taking another Avon rep's business, because every other rep should feel like they're the rep too. There's enough out there for everybody. But this is what I know. If everybody was out there tailgating and everybody was out there doing events and it's not all about mall events, because look, we paid to be in this event, but the district sales manager and the divisional manager paid for this spot. But in order to be involved, you had to pay per day a fee to be in there. And I don't have a problem with that, because when this is your business, you should be investing something into your business. I took it as a privilege that they even asked me to be a part of something that if I had had to pay for it on my own, it probably would have never happened. So if you have a chance to be part of an event and you can be you and you can work with the district sales manager. I know that's catchy sometimes. I've had some I cannot work with. They're control freaks. They're not all that way, guys. They're not. So if you have some that you can work with and they can get a place like that, and you can come in with a couple on your team and you can work, hey, it can move mountains. You're in a place where you're touching a lot of people that nobody's going to throw you out of. That's awesome. And you can share it. But, I don't do those type of events all the time. I don't do fairs all year round because I can't find fairs all year round. But I do tailgating and going out and walking and talking all the time. And, it's a thrill. It's a thrill to be out there. Look, even if they throw you out. Yeah, I threw the Avon lady out again. That's right. That was me. Threw me out. It's okay. So, okay. Let me see. What else? Oh, I know what I wanted to show you. This is something that as soon as Lee does it, and he's going to do it in the next couple of days, but he's watching football today, which is what I should be doing, but I'm not, but it's okay. Okay. Look at these. Oh, again, let me try. Okay, I'm hoping you can see this. This was a fabulous idea I got from the district sales manager. Okay, now this was for the event that we just did. You see it says say yes to Avon. Stop by Center Court to visit Avon products and try Insta Manicure. You can also sample a new holiday fragrance and learn how to be debt-free this holiday season. And then you see a picture of the nails. Now, this is done in Word, Microsoft Word, wherever, and it's done in the business card section, but yet it's just paper. And I believe she gets 10 to a page. We thought this is fabulous when you are somewhere where you have access, like big events, fairs. If you're able to be in a parking lot somewhere, and you can make them up per event, and we want to make them up so that you guys will have the logos that you can use here, okay? But you'll be able to, up here, stop by, like for me it would be stop by the Avon mobile, or for the fair we're going to put stop by the Avon booth, and try, it's going to say, and get your free sample pack. That's what ours is going to say, and get your free sample pack. And then it's going to say you can also sample. We have the new holiday fragrance that the manager's letting us use. We're going to put that out there and leave that on there for now. But I love my most favorite part, and learn how to be debt free this holiday season. You know what you do with these? While one of you is doing your thing and you're sending other people were going out in the mall. I was going out in the mall. I would go up to the food courts, right? Go up to the food courts and I would hand them to people. Hey, don't forget when you get back to shopping, go downstairs to where the old information booth used to be and ask them for your free sample pack. You can get this. If you have this, you can do it. And also, we are there. We are there all day. You want to come down and see us. You can make this say anything you want to. Think about this. You could use this as a kind of calling card that just says, call me for a free sample pack. Call me to learn how to be debt free. With Vistaprint and the way they give deals, this was the coolest idea ever, just on paper. I think this would be great for big events where a lot of people are traipsing around the whole event, but you can get them to come through and say, hey, they gave me this, and they told me to come talk to you, that you could give me a sample pack, or whatever it is that you choose. And remember, anything you come up with, you could put on this. But I'm going to have Lee work it up, and for all you computer crazy geeks out there, you can probably figure it out yourself and use a whole bunch of images and stuff. But I thought this was fabulous, and the district manager was doing this, and I said, you've got to send me this. This is so great. And she did just enough up for this event, and we used those. When I went up to get something to eat, when I was done, I walked around to every lady in the joint, with kids, without kids, whatever, and I was handing them one. Please come down and see us. We'd love to give you your free pack. And they loved it. So, again, this was not an event that I'm sitting here telling you bred 15 signups. I believe in the whole event right there on the spot. We only got 3 signups. I got 2. I think the district sales manager got 1 with one of the new girls that she had there. The other girls may get some eventually from follow-up. But this was not something that, although there were supposed to be a whole lot of people, there weren't a whole lot of people. But that's what happens sometimes. Don't think that you're doing something wrong because every event does not produce big numbers like what you've seen or what you've watched on YouTube or what you've heard or what you're reading on Facebook. Look, a lot of times people are in areas they are getting those numbers, but it doesn't mean you're always going to give them. But if you consistently keep doing something a couple of times a week, and I'm not telling you to go out and do events 5 days a week. I mean, you can't run your life or other parts of your business doing that all the time. But if you're going out a couple of times a week, doing some tailgating, doing a craft fair, doing a community yard sale, whatever it may be, taking part of something that a district manager is doing, whatever it can be, the deal is, if you think about this, think about doing this twice, 3 times a week, and think about on those weeks getting 2 people. Think about talking to 75 and those 2, but getting 2 people every time. Think about that. Now, 2 people a week, 52 weeks a year. Are you feeling me? 104 people you would add to your team, or that if you had somebody with you, you're adding to your team's team. Repeat actions that are duplicatable by your team. You train this person to go out and do it, and what happens? They're out there doing what you do. And before you know it, you start to multiply. And do you lose people in between? Absolutely. Do you get people who walk away and say, this isn't for me anymore? Because that's what happens. They walk away. Yes, you do. But the only way to produce a strong team is to keep duplicating and redoing the actions. Don't do it 2 days and then for 3 weeks don't do anything. Have yourself set that if for some reason you get rained out, where can you go? You know what? You can go sit up at the mall, at the food court, and put that bag I showed you guys that says ask me for a free brochure and samples. Sit up there and read a book and have some books up there, and if somebody sits down you can say, would you like to have an Avon book? And a lot of people will walk up to you and say sure. You don't have to do it all day. Go up and do it for a couple of hours. And then on your way out you can be handing brochures on your way out. Look, guys, where there's a will, there's a way. Quit worrying about always cutting through the red tape of what you can do and what you can't do and are you going to get in trouble. Nobody's throwing your tails in jail. They may say, stop it, you can't do that anymore, and you say, I'm sorry, I sure won't. And then you go to the next place until they tell you to leave. That's not just what our business is about. That is what every business is about. So don't you think this is just the Avon way. Because when true successful business people want their business to be number one, they are out there working their business all the time. And by the way, they don't all have the money to do mass advertising or anything else. They are out there word of mouth, going into other businesses, taking flyers out to homes. It is no different. The difference is you are Avon and they are something else. So do you truly want to have successful events? Do you truly want to be a successful Avon representative? You can be happy with any stage of the game with Avon, but you're not allowed to say that you're okay with it and then complain about it. I will tell you that if you've been in this business 6 months and you're ready to quit, you have not been in long enough. You need to be in this business 2 to 3 years talking to 5 people a week minimum. I say the power of 3. Talk to 3 people a day is what I say. Hand them a brochure, do something, talk to people face to face. Pick 3 days a week and do 5 people 3 days a week. If you get 1 out of those 5, either to be a customer or to be a new representative on your team, at the end of the year, you will be a heck of a lot more successful than doing it once every 3 weeks. People who truly want to build a business in Avon and quit after 6 months just could not hack it, and they left before they had a chance to see their success. Because Rome was not built in a day, and your Avon business is not going to be built in 6 months. And for those of you who've been in 22 years and say that you're not doing anything with it, why the heck are you still in Avon? That's what I would ask you. 22 years? And you're not doing nothing with it? There's more than enough help out there now. If you're not successful and you've been in 22 years, you're not watching the right videos. You're not talking to the right people. Get in the groove. Plug in. Plug into people who want to see you successful. So, I'm going to bid you a farewell. First, I want to say, Amy Pretty, one of our wonderful reps on the Onward group, recently gave birth to a wonderful baby boy that did not want to come into this world on his own. Little baby Matthew would rather have stayed up in Mama's tummy, I believe, but she delivered a beautiful baby boy. She has put pictures of him up on Facebook, and I want to say to you, Amy, congratulations on bringing such a beautiful, beautiful life up in the world. And we in the Onward group welcome little Avon as our little Avon man. You know, a few good men, and he's just too cute not to be. So we are so glad everything went okay for you and your family, and you're enjoying that new baby. Wishing you all great success in your Avon business. We hope to be doing a few more videos here in this month. We will also have a conference call I'm not exactly sure what day, but if I'm not mistaken, I think it will be the 20th. But we'll put that up in an event for you guys so that you can listen back or listen live. We miss having what we normally have with you, but when duty calls and the team needs to grow and Molly's paychecks need to get a little bit bigger, gotta do what you gotta do. Also, please continue to pray for Pops. He is still not out of the hospital. He's making some strides in recovering, but he's had some hiccups and he's anxious to get out, but it hasn't happened yet. Until then, thank you for watching. Don't forget, onward, no matter what. Don't you give up. Onward, no matter what. See you guys later. Have a great week. Bye-bye.